So I'm gonna try to make this video again. I kind of got into it last night, but I changed my mind, and so I figured, well, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll try it again. Um, you know, I got into a back and forth with a guy about, he wanted to debate about, I guess, the effectiveness of Joe Biden. He's a black guy of Joe Biden as president in his debate, and if he did a good job, and if he beat Donald Trump in a debate. And let me just say, it doesn't matter, right? Now, I mean, and I guess I should hedge my bets by saying I could be wrong, right? And I could be. I could be. I don't think I am. I think the writing's on the wall, but I don't think it's gonna matter, right? And I think that's something that black people need to understand. Like Joe Biden, and mind you, he mentioned the same thing I'm about to talk about, but he wanted to debate about Joe Biden. You see, like black people suffer from psychosis, right? They suffer from a severe psychosis in America, right? Because he knows the truth, but then at the same time he wants to argue about Joe Biden being good for black people in America. Joe Biden has never been good for black people in America. Nothing in America has ever been good for black people or no people nowhere in the world. What is wrong with you? But then that's a whole nother story. But he wants to argue about Joe Biden being good for black people, and he did a good job in the interview, I guess. And the support black people should support Joe Biden and not Donald Trump, and blah blah blah, and vice versa. I mean, motherfucker, I don't really vote, so I don't really support nobody. I support myself, right? I vote for the Messiah. I vote for the Most High. I don't vote for racist old white men. I don't put my faith. I don't put my fucking faith in racist old white men. First of all, that's a fool's errand. Some old racist white man is not my leader. Joe Biden is not my leader. A motherfucker who wanted to put my family in Jim Crow segregation for the foreseeable future of America, it would not be my leader. No, that's just number one. I don't care what he ever said to me. Joe Biden, I don't even think he ever apologized for that. Right? But that wouldn't be my leader. That wouldn't be nobody I'd be arguing about as my leader. Something's wrong with black people in America. Right? All you gotta do is smile at them and wink at them or something, and all of a sudden, they'll fight and die. They'll argue with other black people and fight and die for you. Black people, there's something wrong with them. That's a whole nother story. But so my point is, it's futile, right? Now, so I'm not gonna argue with you too long about Joe Biden and Donald Trump or what white man should be your leader. If you're a black person and a white man is your leader, you're probably a loser. Any fucking way. And black people are psychotic, right? They suffer from some type of mental break, no matter where you find them, whether it's in South America, Indians, not just black people, but the whole goddamn thing. But I'm talking about black people right now, right? So-called black people in America right now. They suffer from mental illness and psychosis from being in America. See, when you get Americanized, Americanism destroys your mental state. It turns you into a free range chicken. You're just wandering around. You're just a mental patient just wandering around America and the world, right? Like black people, a bunch of free-range chickens in America, and they want to argue with you about, you know, what white racist man should be your leader. And so the guy was debating anyway, he even mentioned it. He said shit gonna get to popping, you know, and I said, yeah, you right. I was saying to myself, you right. But then at the same time, he want to argue about Trump. Now, he want to argue about Trump and Joe Biden. Trump, you know, if you black American, Trump and Joe Biden gonna be the least of your worries by the time the election comes. By the first of this year, Trump and Joe Biden gonna be the least of your worries. And I'm gonna tell you, let me just get to the point. Let's not beat around the bush, right? This lady touched on it. I'm gonna link her video, right? She lives in, I think, England somewhere, but she was talking about America. And she said she had a dream in 2016 that something happened to Trump by the hands of a black man. And you know, you can see on the screen. I'll link her video. She's right. Now, maybe not about all the details, but she's right. And the dude that I got into it even mentioned it. He said something's gonna happen. But what he was saying was Trump's not gonna get elected and then shit gonna get to popping. I don't think that's how it's gonna happen. I think something's gonna happen to him, like she said, and then it's gonna get to popping. But what's gonna happen is, let me get to the point, they're gonna scapegoat black people, is the point. Right? Something's gonna happen, probably to Trump, and then they're probably gonna scapegoat black people. So I believe, I agree with her, right? That at a certain level, you see, and she may be on to something. And something else she said in the video, she said that all the different groups was going to get together in America to attack so-called black Americans. All the different immigrant groups was going to get together under white people and go after black people. She's absolutely right. Why? What facts do I have to say? Well, I could play the video, but if you listen to this, you seen my page, and you seen the videos of all the different, you know, Hispanics and Asians and different groups attacking black people. So she's right. You ain't gotta she's right about that. They already do that, right? They already have been destroyed by these Nazi white supremacists and given the American mentality, which is just a mentality of racism and anti-blackness. And that's been embedded into them everywhere, whether you in Iran, whether you in Ukraine, whether you in Israel, whether you in America, whether you in Colombia, whether you in Mexico. The Americanized, racist, Nazi mentality has been given to everybody. When you come here, you have to kiss the boot of the Nazi and you have to swear allegiance to white supremacy. And so she's right. They're going to basically get together and click up to attack black people in America as they become scapegoated. Like the woman in the video that's on my page, the Hispanic woman said, black people are ungrateful, they need to get the fuck out of America. That's the attitude they have when they see you in the streets. You see? This is the attitude they have. They have a subjugated attitude no matter who they are. And where did they get it from? They got it from white people. Amercanism. You see? Amercanism is the attitude of subjugate non-white people. And so, once this thing get to popping, they're going to basically scapegoat black people and say, yeah, these black people destroying America. That's right, white man, we agree with you. We'll help you, right? We gotta get, like the Hispanic lady said, we gotta get them the fuck out of America. You see? This is nothing new. In Argentina, they purged all the black people after slavery. It's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing happening in America now, right? It's time to purge the black people out of America, like they purged them in Argentina and in Mexico, right? See, the Hispanic is notorious for trying to purge black people. That's something you need to understand. You need to understand the history of South America and Central America and these places, right? And so when these people come in, you need to understand the history of Japan and all these places, these Asian places or whatever, right? Even in Africa, look at South Africa, you see? They try to purge black people in Africa. So what I'm saying is not far-fetched, and there's plenty of historical context for what I'm telling you. And so what this woman said she saw in her dream in 2016, it makes sense to me. In particular, since the Negro is totally oblivious and suffers from psychosis in America. I see some of the most insane shit coming from black people that defies reality and logic. The fact that black people want white people to be their leaders is beyond belief. You should want to lead yourself, not be led by a bunch of, racist, anti-black people. Right? They call it self-determination. But they won't allow that in America. Right? They won't allow that. Like, everybody has a right to self-defense except, black people. Self-determination, self-defense, etc. Right? I had a white police tell me that, basically. He told me that. This place is insane, and it's going to be destroyed soon. And she's right, though. The Negro in America is going to be scapegoated for the downfall of America. And all of these immigrants are going to get together, all the anti-blacks, the whites, and all of their anti-black adherents, all of their fuckboys is going to get together and they're going to scapegoat black people. And she said something. She said not just in America, but everywhere. It's going to spread from America and it's going to be everywhere. And she's right. So you're not going to have to argue with me, the dude, he want to argue about whether Joe Biden wins a debate. Whoever wins, black people going to lose. Let me say that again. It doesn't matter who wins, black people are going to lose. As they always do in America. And in the world, and they're going to wind up at the bottom. But this time, it's going to be worse. Why? Because these people hate you. Listen, I'm a bit of an empath, right? Like, sometimes I don't like being around large groups of people. Because, like, when I go in Walmart, different places, I can sense their hatred. I can smell it coming off of them. These people fucking hate you. I'm gonna warn you. These people hate your fucking guts. They hate the sight of you. Like Abraham Lincoln said, I hate the sight of black people. And so, I can smell it. I can smell their hatred. I can, when people say you can catch the vibe, right? Everything they've done to you, everything they say to you, all their policies, the way they treat you, everything about them. Even when they don't say nothing, they say it. But black people are so oblivious, they can't sense it. They think there's a black-brown coalition. They think black African immigrants are their friends and allies. They think Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans created hip-hop, helped them create hip-hop. They don't realize these people don't like them. They can't figure it out in America. They can't figure out what's going on in America until it's too late. This woman is right. What she said in her dream, she said all of the groups got together. all the different groups under the white people, right, to attack black Americans and scapegoat them for the fall of America and the disruption of the political system and the whole and the fall of America as a whole, right? Why they came to America, you know, in 2024, whatever, they ran across the border, but now it ain't working out. Oh, it's the niggers' fault. Well, we'll help you destroy them. Since they messed up our opportunity to hit the lottery in America. You see? It would have been okay when we ran across the border and immigrated here, but if it wasn't for these fucked up niggers, they messed it up. Right? So as a white person wants scapegoat black people, black American descendant of slaves, then the rest of them decide to say, yeah, you're right, we'll help you scapegoat them. She's right, she had a dream. That dream, she's right. Because they doing it right now. They doing it right now. Go look at the video where the woman, the Hispanic woman said, these niggas are ungrateful and they need to get the fuck out of America. Why do you think that Joe Biden is bringing 20 million, is leading, bringing 20 million illegal immigrants into America? They brought them here for you, stupid. It's only 30 million blacks in America. If they bring in anywhere from 11 to 20 million illegal immigrants into America, it's game over. Dumbasses. But you want to argue about Joe Biden winning a debate. You want to argue about a fucking dementia patient winning a debate. Against some egomaniac, racist white man, Donald Trump. Right? You got these two maniacs, racist old men, arguing with each other on stage about who gonna give some crumbs to the niggers in America. Who gonna give the less crumbs, right? Because it's just a political charade. While they give 15 billion to the Nazis in Israel every year and give 60 billion to the Nazis in Ukraine every year. And then they dump 20 million illegal immigrants on top of you to displace you and to ethnically cleanse your dumbass. But you want to argue about who won in the debate. This woman, she's trying to warn people. I'm not a missionary. I don't give a fuck about warning people to that degree. I'm not on a mission to save anybody. If you just happen to get saved by something I say, well, that would be awesome. But I'm not a missionary. I'm not here to save you. You see? She's right. But she ain't the only one. There's another woman, Celestial, I watch her stuff, her dreams. She said the same thing. She said the same thing. And it's no coincidence this black woman in England and a black woman in New York City who both happen to talk about their so-called prophetic dreams said the same thing. Mind you, I had a dream about Donald Trump. The same thing. I had it, but it wasn't that a black man, it was something to do with a car. He was riding in a car. And then boom, boom, shit, you know, man, went up. But she said, you know, somebody, you know, popped him, right? JFK style. The other woman, I think she said, mentioned something like that too. This the end of America. You can, this the end of the line for black people in America. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe next year this time, I'll be sitting around and it'll be the same thing. I doubt it. It'll be business as usual. I doubt it. Because Either what they're saying is going to happen and what I think, what I had to dream about is going to happen as well, and that's going to spark this shit, or it'll be something like Trump he wins the popular vote but loses the electoral college. They flip the electoral college for Biden, and then people lose it, and then something still happens. Either way, it's going to be the same result. No matter who wins, black people, you're going to lose in America. So-called black people, you're going to lose in America. As you should. As you should. See, the wake-up call has to come. And you either have to wake up or you got to be destroyed. And that's a process that has to happen. You have to wake up, and I ain't talking about woke, transgenderism and none of that crazy shit, spraying purple shit in your hair and, you know, putting earrings in your nose and becoming a feminist and independent woman or becoming a tranny or becoming, or whatever it is that you Negroes are doing. I'm talking about wake up to the reality of the universe. That's what I'm talking about. Or be destroyed. You see? Wake up to the reality of the universe or be purged from or be destroyed in your current iteration. And that's what has to happen. Black people are going to be destroyed in America just like the Bible said. Why? Because they can't wake up. They can't break out of their mental prison, as Bob Marley said. And if the universe can't use you and recycle you, it's going to destroy you and recycle you. Either way, take your pick. Pick your poison. If the universe can't use you in your current iteration, it'll destroy you and recycle you. Black people in America are going to get recycled. Why? Because you believe in Amercanism. You worship the devil. You worship Satan. You can no longer tell the difference between good and evil. You see? You can't tell the difference between good and evil. I know because I'm a supervillain. So I understand the difference. You see? You think God is the devil and the devil is God in America. You think you understand reality and you have no idea what reality is. You see? You have no understanding. You have no idea of what reality is. Not even close. You think reality is an election between Donald Trump, who won the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. To you, that's your reality. To me, that's total foolishness and bullshit. But to the average black person, that's the peak of their reality in the universe. That's the peak, and that's of their reality. That's everything to them. That's their whole world. Their whole world is Joe Biden and Donald Trump and America and Amercanism, right? They can't see past it to understand that this shit is about to be disintegrated, and the true reality of the universe is about to be revealed. This shit is going to be disintegrated like that. Reality is going to snap on your asses. Like the Bible said, men will faint in fear for what they see coming upon the earth. And 2/3 shall die and be cut off. And so this is the process, right? This is part of what's about to happen is part of that process, right? You must understand, this is part of that process. It's not gonna happen all at once, but it's gonna be a point where it's an inflection point, as they say, where you start to see that. That's the direction it's going. See, if she's right, if these people are right, it's very easy to see at the point we're at now. It's not like 100 years ago, or even 20 years ago. All you gotta do is wait 20 weeks, 20 days now, and you'll be able to peg that shit and say, oh, they're right. What this guy said is right. What this woman said is right. Why? Because you'll see it escalate very quickly. Everything will continue to escalate from now until November. So what I'm saying, if it's reality, if it's bullshit, well, you'll know within a couple of weeks if it's bullshit. But you'll know in a couple of weeks if it's true too, if it's reality. Because why? You'll see shit heat up. And every couple of weeks it's gonna heat up. Until the point where it becomes evident what the reality is. We don't have to look to the future. You're gonna be in the future and you're gonna see what's that what was said that was gonna happen actually happened. Science is also prophecy. From a scientific standpoint, purely, you can look at this shit and see where it's going. If you're not so caught up. And Joe Biden won a debate. I would never argue with nobody about who won the debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. The guy wouldn't let me get to it, but that's not the point. You know, it's not gonna matter. That's what the point is. Very soon, if you black in America, who won the election not gonna matter, because America is gonna be dismantled. But they're gonna start with you. You see, you're gonna be scapegoated in America. They're gonna be like, why is it so bad? Well, it gotta be these niggas. It's their fault. We could have made America great again, but the black people messed it up. And they're all gonna agree with that sentiment, that y'all messed up America for them. Right? 20, 30 million illegal immigrants came to America and y'all messed it up. Right? MAGA was trying to make America great again, but the nigger messed it up with this Obama stuff, and then they did something to Trump or something like that, right? Y'all don't see where this is going? You better look around. You better look at the history of what these people did in Central and South America to each other. You better look at all that shit that happened in Argentina and Colombia and all these different places when they manipulated them into civil war against each other, where the CIA was backing shit, how they was killing each other.